Hmm? Oh, yeah, that's my name. Wait, you don't happen to be my date, do you? Ah, great! Oh, it is very nice to meet you. Your name is... Ah, shit, what was it now? Yes, that's it. I'm sorry about that. How could I forget a name as lovely as yours? Anyway, it really is such a pleasure to meet you. You look absolutely amazing. Here, let me get your chair. Don't worry about it. It's really no trouble. So, tell me, is this your first time going on a blind date? Phew, thank goodness. It's my first time as well. I might not look it, but I am so nervous right now. I'm sure you feel the same way though, right? Yeah, it's okay. We're in the same boat here. If you like, we can take this evening nice and slow for both our sakes, before one of us has a mental breakdown. Oh, yeah. I thought I'd order some drinks early whilst I was waiting for you. I hope you don't mind. Are you a fan? I tried to guess what you'd like to drink from the very brief description of you my friends gave me. I have to admit, it's very funny watching them try and summarize you and your life in under a minute, but I think I got the basic gist of it. Anyway, was my guess correct? Or accurate at least? Oh, I'm glad. Here, let me pour you a glass. How was your day? Did you do anything interesting? Well, that's definitely interesting. Nothing compared to my day, that's for sure. Oh, I didn't do much. If anything, my day was quite dull, but these past few months have definitely been eventful. Yeah, they could have been better. You see, for the last 3 months, I've had this neighbor who wouldn't leave me alone. Like, he kept knocking on my door and complaining about how I was being too loud and how I'd apparently slashed his car's tires. I kept telling him that I wouldn't do anything like that and how if I did slash his tires, then I certainly didn't remember doing it. That wasn't enough for him. Like clockwork, he'd knock on my door at 2 o'clock sharp every day and always have some new complaint to slap in my face. Trust me, I tried calling the police, but they weren't any help. A man talking to his fellow neighbor isn't a viable reason for law involvement. Their words, not mine. So, I decided to take things into my own hands. And he hasn't bothered me since. Feels nice to finally have some peace and quiet. No angry neighbors or anything now. It's wonderful. Don't worry, nothing bad happened. All I did was invite him round for a drink. We talked for a while and discussed boundaries and, all that good stuff. I'm glad we could finally come to an agreement after all this time. What about you? Do you have any angry neighbors of your own? Lucky you. Must be bliss. How are you enjoying your drink, by the way? Is it to your liking? Oh, great. It tastes really good, actually. I don't usually drink this kind of stuff, but maybe I should. I'll have to buy a bottle when I get back home. Can I ask you something? How often do you think about death? Oh, I'm sorry, that was too sudden, wasn't it? I'm just curious because, well, when I get to know someone, I like to skip past all that general, cliche stuff. I feel as though if I want to truly know someone, you have to ask them weird and unusual questions. Like the ones you only ask during deep, late-night conversations. You see, The weird and unusual can often bring out a person's true character. And since we're on a date, I thought I might throw a couple out there and see what happens. I hope you understand, because I really didn't mean to scare you like that. Honestly. Good. I'm glad. I can choose a different question if you like. Something more tame. Okay then. Let me think for a second. What would you do to defend yourself if someone broke into your house? You know, that's actually really smart. Personally, I'd mess with them for a while. As soon as I'd hear them break in, I'd grab my bedside knife and then stalk them throughout the house. I'd watch in the shadows as they prowl around, analysing their every move, and wait for the perfect moment to strike. I knock on the walls, I turn on random lights in the house to really get them going too. Might turn the TV on as well, just for a bit of fun. And then, once I had closed the distance between us, I would stand behind them in their shadow, raise my knife up high, and plunge it into their... Oh no, did you drop your drink? No, it's okay. You don't have to apologise. We'll get someone to clean it up. You can have my glass instead, please. I insist. It really isn't a problem. Don't sweat it. Now, where were we? Yes, weird and unusual questions. Oh, I know. Are you ready for this? Would you rather eat a chunk of human heart or an entire human eye? Oh, come on. Neither isn't an option. It's either option A or option B, so what will it be? Oh, okay. I get that. For me, it has to be the human heart. Looks far more appetizing than an eye. Far more tender too and easy to cook. Plus, the amount of spices you could pair with it is endless. Eyes are just vile. They're slimy and you bite down, it pops in your mouth and just... Ugh. It's just bad. Oh no, I'm not talking about fish eyes. They're okay actually, but less pop than a human eye, that's for sure. Oh, you'd like to move on? Sure. How about we change things up and you ask me a question? I'm an open book. I'll answer anything. Oh. Have I ever done anything illegal? I've got a better one for you. What would you do if you had a neighbor who just wouldn't leave you alone? A neighbor who, no matter what, always had something to say. A neighbor who is such a pain in the arse that you would rather have him be 6 feet under than at your doorstep each day running his disgusting mouth. Please tell me, what would you do in that situation? I guess I'll go first then. When the next day would come around, I'd invite him inside to have a talk. After all, we don't want our neighbour listening in on our private matters now, do we? Once I had him inside, I would offer him a cup of tea, like a good neighbour would, and then prepare it with lots of tender love and care. So far so good, right? I'd then lead him to my living room, and then offer him a seat, before finally asking him all of my burning questions as to why he won't leave me alone. I would continue to ask until he finally exploded and began to scream at me with all his might. His voice would be grinding at my ears, but all I had to do was be patient. Patience is a very powerful thing. And so I would sit there, and watch as his face turned red from fury until finally he was silent. In seconds, he would drop to the ground with a hearty choke, his heartbeat ceasing to a quiet murmur. Nothing would remain of him. Absolutely nothing. And thank goodness for that. But of course, he wouldn't go as peacefully as that. No. He'd deal his final blow by choking and spewing up his blood all over my carpet. Getting the stain out of there would be no easy task, but there's nothing a bit of bleach can't solve. But I digress. Tell me, what would you do in that situation? Would you stick to your morals? Or are you just as evil as I am? Here's another question. If someone told you they'd murdered someone, would you tell the police? Or keep your mouth shut? Huh? Hey, where are you going? Hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching. This was a very spontaneous video I recorded because I found the script on Reddit and I really liked it. So I hope you enjoyed and thank you for watching. With a special thanks to my patrons who you can see on screen and in the description. With a special thanks to Jessica, CAS, or Kaz maybe, Francois Canal, Yuki H, Tiger, Shira, Luna, Sarah, Pomyoni, Iris Towers, Verosica Mayday, Pocky, Chihimi Amajiki, Christmas Artist, and Core the Owl Lady.